Woohoo!
Hey everyone, I'm Donna Landy, and I am thrilled to participate with my co-speaker today, Mikaela. I just celebrated my, get this, 27th anniversary with Pampered Chef. And I'm not even sure if Mikaela is that old. But it has surely been an exciting ride. And every year I am more and more excited to see what's next. And especially to see how many new lives that I can help and make an impact on. Uh-oh. So let's see. Don't forget to mute yourself. All right, there we go. So my journey with Pampered Chef has been definitely an exciting roller coaster. And it started at a Pampered Chef cooking party, believe it or not. And at the time, I was a military mom of a 1 and 2-year-old. I actually went to that party just to get out of the house and have some me time. I bet there's a few of you on this call that can relate to that. The consultant was one of my friends from my kids' play group. And I was just really excited about these products I just saw, but reality, it wasn't in the budget. So when I found out that the kit was available and it was really a good deal, I thought, you know what, why not? I'm going to give this a try. And that decision was life-changing, truly life-changing. You know, the biggest gift that Pampered Chef has given to me and to my family is choices. Choices to be able to choose how much I work, how much I make, when I work, or where I work, or how I'll run my business, or how I can help my family, or that I can help my family, or how I can give back to the world and to my community. Having choices and not being dictated on how or what will happen to me and my family, to me, is absolutely priceless. I'm having to negotiate the mute buttons too here. So, okay, where was I? So anyway, it is truly a gift that you give to yourself and your family when you're your own boss and when you decide to work for yourself. And I did say work because this business is flexible, but it is not optional. So put in the chat right now, what does having choices mean to you? I want to see. What does having choices mean to you? Does it mean time with your family, not having to put your kids in childcare, providing support to your aging parents, maybe choosing who you'll spend time with, or offering debt-free college education for your kids, or having the freedom to be debt-free, having choices of where you'll live, or where your children will go to school, or maybe private school options, or being able to offer special activities like special camps for your kids, or maybe provide exclusive vacations, maybe being able to rent or buy a vacation home that will create memories with all the generations in your family. What does having choices mean to you? Last week, Love Carpenter asked you to complete a vision board of 5 things that you want to accomplish that you could see and accomplish for the rest of the year or in the next 90 days. And I hope that you spent time to do that, as it's truly the first step to your success in this business. And having that clear vision of why you'll work and what choices you want is absolutely fundamental to your success. And if there's one thing I know, this business is more relevant today than ever. And in fact, you know what? Our product line, our technology, spot on. Our training, our support systems, they're not only plentiful, there was nothing when I started 27 years ago, I might add. So we have so much training now, right? But they also allow, our training allows consultants to go at their own pace and their own times. And our forward-thinking innovation from our home office, giving us new tools, new programs that help us maximize all our opportunities. Guys, this is the best time to be with the Pampered Chef. And I've been reading all kinds of articles that are predicting that families will continue to cook more and be at home eating around the table more post-COVID. that is a good trend, not only for us, but for families too. And I know for many of you, when you think of Pampered Chef, you think about virtual parties or cooking parties, right? But there's so many ways to enrich lives with our products, our services, and our business. So I want to share my screen right now. Let's see if I can do this. Here we go. I think I'm going to go that way. All right, so let me start this. All right, so somebody give me a thumbs up if you're just seeing a screen that says 3 ways to earn income and help others. Okay, great. So yes, there actually is 3 ways to earn income. And a lot of you don't realize that when you just start with Pampered Chef. And of course, the first is through parties and virtual selling. The second is through building a team. And the third is through helping others build a team. So I wanted to take a minute to talk about this today. So parties and virtual selling, you guys know that. It's virtual and text parties. And guys, there's so many areas here. And if you need information on any one of them, check with your upline director or check Dash, because there's tons of training available on all of these ways to sell virtually. And of course, we have in-home parties and we have fundraisers. And fundraisers are an awesome way to serve others and provide and make a positive difference for so many that need our help. And there's bridal showers and registries. This could be a whole area of business for some of you that love to help families get started and fill their kitchens initially. And then there's social selling, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and whatever's gonna come next. There'll be some fun name. And later on in this program, I think maybe next week, you'll be hearing from National Executive Director Claudia Bazar, who's one of the top social influencers, I think, in our Pampered Chef company. So don't miss that training. And we also have subscriptions. And this is an opportunity to build return business and automatic sales each month. It's an exciting new area that Pampered Chef has given to us. So in addition to that, I just want to remind you of what our success formula is. And it's every 4, add 1 more, right? 4 virtual parties a week, add 1 new team member for every 4 parties. That's how we enrich lives through our parties. And with that success formula, let me show you why that works. So let's just say the average show is $450. And if you're doing 4 parties a week, that's $1,800 in sales in a week. Times 4 weeks, that's $7,200 in sales. That is about $1,800 in commission for you in a month, right? Now, some of you do less, some of you do more, and it can really multiply. Now, I'm all about stories, and I wanted to share a possibility for you over the next 90 days. I'd love you to meet Nicole. She's a young mom of an 18-month-old. She's a full-time teacher, and she was a host before joining, like many of you. And her consultant asked her many, many, many times before she finally decided to give it a try. But in her first 90 days, she made almost $8,000, real cash, guys, and promoted to director and achieved so many additional perks and products. And she told me she couldn't believe how much she was able to make doing this part-time. We have stories like Nicole's on every team, consultants that are following the systems from their leaders and achieving the success that they're looking for. And over the years, I've been so privileged to hear hundreds of stories like these, some on my team and some on others. And the bottom line is that each one of you have started with the same kit. You started for a reason, maybe some extra cash, products, friends, a new community, or some flexibility, but it is what you decide to do with that kit that will make all the difference. Nicole decided to earn all the bonus rewards and products and income that she could. She didn't leave anything on the table. So as we look at the next 90 days for you, what will you do in your business? one of the most important tips that she shared with me was how she did it, because she didn't want to leave things to chance. And so she decided to make the time and not make the excuses. She would go into work early. She worked at school, and she would send messages before school started. And since she couldn't work during the day or even during lunchtime, she scheduled time after work every day for Pampered Chef, and she committed to it. Now, if you could have $2,000, $4,000, or like Nicole, $8,000 in income by September 1st, just for working this business part-time, 1 to 2 hours per day during the week, and then some fill in on the weekend, would you do it? Would you do it? That's what's sitting here for you. And you can see in her first month that she did 2 parties, made $800, second month, $2,300, fourth month, $2,300, and then promoted to director. So guys, what will your story be this summer? You have the ability to affect the outcome. You're here because you have a story to tell or a story to create. And my challenge for you tonight is to start your story. Start it today. So we also earn income by building a team. And you can get cash bonuses if you're in your first 90 days, or if you're not in your first 90 days, you can get PC dollars, or of course there's activity bonuses and overrides and lots of other ways that you can earn income. So, but imagine if you're in your first 90 days earning $100 cash for every person that joins your team, and there's absolutely no limit. The other way that you can earn income is by helping others to build a team. Imagine building a community, helping others to have more, to be more, serving more people because there are more of you. Hold on, do I need to mute? Can somebody mute? Can you guys hear?
Hey, Katrina, can you mute yourself? Katrina Christensen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, where was I? Helping others to build a team, right? Again, imagine building a community, helping others to have more, to be more, serving more people because there's more of you doing it, being able to earn trips for your family, being celebrated because of your consistent efforts. Team building is about helping others. Pretty cool. And when you help others build a team, you guys have seen these, there are lots and lots of cash bonuses available for you. But I know that you've seen this for new consultants in their first 90 days, but did you know that fast track bonuses are, hold on, see if I can do this from here. Okay, fast track bonuses are for everyone. And you're eligible for them the moment you start building a team and helping others build a team, even if you're out of your 90 days. So if you missed out on your $3,000 cash bonus in your first 90 days, you're still eligible for $3,000 with every new consultant that joins your team when they start building a team. That's exciting, guys. You get the bonuses and they get the bonuses. So let me show you how that works. I actually have a little skit for you. So let's say Sally is excited about this and she signs 5 people and all 5 of them qualify and she gets $500 cash, which of course means she's probably going to promote to director. So she gets $500 cash. And she's so excited about this that she helps one of her consultants, John, promote to director, and he gets $500 cash. Well, when John gets $500 cash, Sally gets $500 cash too. All right, there's someone else that has to mute. I'm just, here we go. Okay, Sorry about that. All right, don't do that to me in this one. This has got to be exact here. So anyway, Sally then gets $500 because of John promoting, right? Okay. And then she gets $1,000 because she promotes to advanced director when John promotes to director. And then Sally maintains director for 3 months. She gets another $500. John maintains director. I don't know why we have so many problems tonight, but anyway, John maintains director for 3 months. He gets $500. Guess what? Sally gets $500 too. So John's all excited. He promotes Kate to director. Kate gets $500. Of course, if Kate gets $500, John gets $500. And guess what? Yes, Sally gets $500 too as a second generation bonus. So John promotes to advanced director. He gets $1,000. And when John promotes to advanced director, that means Sally also gets $1,000 bonus. Sally maintains advanced director for 3 months. She gets another $1,000. And John maintains advanced director for 3 months. He gets $1,000. And guess what? So does Sally. These dollars can't go as fast as my little skit, huh? And so Kate maintains director for 3 months. She gets $500. And so does John get $500. So John's like really excited about this. He goes out and promotes Mary. And Mary gets $500 for promoting to director. And guess what? So does John. And Mary, oh, wait, forgot. And so does Sally, because it's a second generation director. So Mary maintains directorship for 3 months and she gets a $500 bonus. And so does John. And guess what? The cycle continues and continues and continues and continues. And so if we just look at this little skit here, which my co-speaker did time and time and time again, and imagine promoting 12 new directors, right, in an 11-month period. Imagine how these bonuses all worked. Is that not exciting? But just in this little skit, look at how much cash is on the table. And why? When you invest in others, guys, when you invest in others, great things happen. You see, when you do this business, you will make money. And when you teach others to do this business, you'll make good money. But when you teach others to teach this business, you will absolutely make a fortune. So I'm so excited to introduce our next speaker, Mikaela Wyatt, who has mastered all these areas in her business in such a short time, promoted to our highest level national executive director in only 11 months of starting her business. Mikaela?
Oh man, you guys, I'm already bawling, and my team knows that if I cry, it's just all done. I didn't think I was gonna get choked up, but I saw all of these messages in here, and it just is amazing to me because holy crap, for one, I'm speaking to all of you. This is the most I've ever spoken to, so my nerves are a little getting the best of me, but it's just an honor to be here. And I see these chats, the chats coming in, and I see, that would make the world of difference and that would change my life. And as this is going, I am literally seeing the progression that I made. And I got to cut to the chase because if I don't, I'll get off course, and my team knows that I'm chatty Cathy. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I want you guys to follow along here. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see this? Donna, I can see you if you can give me a thumbs up.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to present. And if any of you are not mute, can you please mute? It will throw me off like Donna. But for those of you that don't know me, my name is Mikaela Wyatt, and I am a National Executive Director. I signed up in October of 2019, and I promoted to a national in 11 months, September of 2020. And any of you that are math magicians, you're saying, holy cow, Mikaela, how in the world did you do this in such a short period of time? Because if any of you know, and I know there's a lot of people that are new on here, but if you know the business a little bit, you know that there are 9 levels and that you can achieve in this business. And so that means if I did it in 11 months, there was only about 3 months that I did not promote. I promoted every single month besides about 3. And for those of you who are like, you know, good job, Mikaela, I'm so glad, but that's not me. Guess what? It can be you. And this is why we are doing this training tonight, because we want you to dream a little bit. And for those of you who have seen this, a lot of you have seen this, but before Pampered Chef, I had a very fixed mindset. And as you can see, we all know, you know, fixed mindset, it's limiting. And the people who have fixed mindsets, they avoid challenges, they give up easily, they are threatened by others, they desire to look smart, they ignore feedback. And that was me before I started Pampered Chef. Before I started Pampered Chef, I had gone through 9 years of infertility with my husband. And 2 months before starting Pampered Chef, we were scammed out of an adoption. And that took everything out of us, because the whole 10 years or 9 years at that time that we had been trying to have children, my husband was the person that held us up. He was the one who continued to support me, because after test after test, they all came back negative, whether it was clinical test or a pregnancy test, it was just negative after one after another. And so for me, it was hard because it was my body that wasn't performing that. It was me, that the reason why we could not have children. And I put that on myself. And I watched my husband month after month be a silent griever. And he was there for me. And so when we finally decided that we were ready to try something different, we decided to do adoption. We had someone call us and say, hey, you could have this child in 72 hours. So we, as you can imagine, we're super excited. We got a room ready for this little girl. We painted the walls. We got the crib. We got the dressers, the clothes. I put my grandma's rocking chair in that room that I dreamt of having in there forever. And we come to find out it was a scam. And so, yes, before Pampered Chef, I had a fixed mindset. And because in that scam situation, months after, we were broken. My husband broke, because as you can imagine, here's a strong man who has been holding me together this whole time. But now, because something was so tangible, we saw this little girl's picture, we started dreaming. And it was so tangible to him that he let down his guard, and then it was a scam. And I had to be strong for him. I had to figure out a way that I could do it. And so 2 months later, I started Pampered Chef. And it wasn't something that I thought that I wanted to do. I just was in a party and I decided, you know what, I need some kitchen product. And Brittany, my upline, said, you know what, you're already almost at $300. I'm willing to work with you, and you could make almost $400 off of your party. And so I said, you know what, I'm just going to sign up. I'm going to get the check and I'm going to walk away. And so the next slides that I'm going to show you is my journey in success with this. And I want you guys, if you are in this meeting tonight and you have some of these fixed mindsets, I want you to start dreaming a little bit more. I want you to slowly start thinking about a growth mindset. In these slides of progression, I want you to start thinking about this being you. And maybe you've been in way longer than 11 months. Maybe you won't beat my record. And I hope that you guys do for any of those people that are new. But maybe it's just setting a goal to achieve the next level. Whatever it is, just dream a little bit more, a little bit bigger. So I thought that it would be fun because our theme is, drive to thrive. So I just started this and I thought I would keep the theme alive. So this is Mikaela's Road to Success. And you guys, I have a 1-year-old. We're adopting her right now. And I have a 1-year-old. So pardon me for not having everything super perfect. So, but stop number 1, October. Okay. So I started in October of 2019 and my first check from my launch party was $356. And even then I was like, what in the world? So as you can see, I had a successful launch party. I only started to get the kit and the paycheck. At that time, we had been scammed out of an adoption two months prior. I was feeling defeated and low energy, no motivation. But I was determined to make a difference because I needed to do something to prove that I could be successful other than having children. Because at that time, I thought, I'm never going to be a mother. I'm never going to do the things that I want. And so I signed up in October 7th, and I didn't have my first set of parties until 2 weeks later. And I signed up 5 recruits the last week in October because I was determined. And my upline was a great upline and told me about the October special. Okay, so let's jump to December. Stop number 2. I skipped over director and became advanced director in 1.5 months. I earned the level 1 Disney trip in 2 months from starting and making almost double the amount I made in Pampered Chef in 1 month of being a paralegal. Or yeah, you get it. But you can see the jump there. Like I made almost $400, $350. And then in a month and a half, I made $4,000, almost $5,000, you guys, because I had my why. My why was the number one thing. So we're going to go to stop number 3, March 2020. I became a senior director after 5 months from starting. I had a $5,000 increase for promoting from advanced director to senior director. And I had no idea that at the end of March, we would be instant parents in less than 24 hours. Got a call about our daughter that we're adopting now. And one thing led to another. And I started visiting her. We got the call the day before she was born. And I went and saw her the day after. And I stayed with her ever since. And I made almost $10,000 at that time, that jump. Stop number 4, May of 2020. It was one of my favorite months. I promoted to an executive director. I had a $4,500 increase in pay from the last check as a senior director. I quit my job to be a full-time mommy, all because of Pampered Chef. And we finally got to bring our daughter home after many hearings and trials with CPS. We didn't get to adopt her. We haven't adopted her yet, but it was a huge month. And you can see this paycheck, $16,267. What would you do with that much money? Stop number 5, June 2020. My first $20,000 check. My husband and I cried like babies on the floor. We dreamt, we talked about it, and we couldn't believe that we could make that much money. And when I say we, my husband was every part of this business with me and every part of Team Grit. I earned the Bahamas level 2 elite trip, and I was first time hitting $500,000 in org sales. And that was like, holy cow, that was amazing. And as you can see, I made $24,875 in June after, what is that? October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, after 8 months of being in the business. Stop number 6, July 2020, I promoted to a senior executive director. The structure that I had in directors was 12, 10, and 8, meaning that I had 30 directors. So I had 12 first gen directors, 10 second, and 8 third gen. And it was my first conference ever. And I thought that I was on fire then, before conference, but I went to conference and I was just amped up even more. And I earned 4 categories in the excellence and 3 in founders. And I thought, wow, what in the world? I didn't even know that I had achieved those things because I was so new. I'd never been to a conference, and I got all this recognition, and I met like a lot of my team. So if you are not going to conference, I highly suggest that you go somehow. I don't know. Maybe I just screwed it up. I don't know if registering is too late now. I can't remember, but I hope that you go. And then stop number 7, September of 2020. Our team did it. We became a med team. And I'll never forget where I was at that time, because I was at a park and we had invited Reese's biological mom to meet my family because she didn't have a family. And I remember getting the call and hearing that we did it. And it was the best day of my life, because not only did we make it to a national team, but we were making one of the best relationships ever with our adoptive child's mom, biological mom. And we sat there for 7 hours, just expressing how grateful we were for her. And it was just such a huge day for our team, for me, for what was going on outside of Pampered Chef. But we promoted and we set a record. I was the fastest person to hit a NED level in just 11 months. I earned, which is one of probably my best achievements personally, I earned the #1 spot for the top 10 elite executive trips achievers for 2021. And with 1 month's paycheck, if I wanted, I could walk into a fertility clinic and pay in full. And that was something that I never thought that we could do. Before Pampered Chef, we were living paycheck to paycheck. We were having fundraisers. We were working multiple jobs because we wanted to do IVF, and it was going to cost $30,000+ to do it. And we had to pay in full. And you tell me how in the world, as a paralegal, which, paralegals make pretty good money, but we were living paycheck to paycheck. I could not do that. And so with that, you guys probably think, still, good for you. I'm so glad that you could do that, but that's just not me. But I am here to tell you that it can be you. It can be a place where you can achieve greatness. And maybe it's not a national level. Maybe it's an executive level, or maybe it's a senior level, but it can happen to you. I don't know how many times I've heard people say recently, well, I just don't know if it's for me. I'm spending way too much time and not enough time with my family. You guys, that's a cop-out. I'm sorry. At least for me, it's a cop-out, because I do this because of my family. I do this because what's the alternative? And that's the question that I have to ask. What's the alternative? You go back to your 8-to-5 job, or you maintain your 8-to-5 job, or you try and do something else, another direct sales company. And mind you, I've been in a lot of direct sales companies in my whole life, my 33 years of life, Donna. And I've done it all. I've been in Amway. My parents were Amway people my whole life. I grew up, I was an Amway kid. I did Scentsy, I did Lip Sense, I did all of it. Mary Kay, I've done it all. And there's never been anything like this, never. That is so willing to give you everything as a consultant. And so if you think that you're going to go back to your 8-to-5 job because it's easier and you can spend more time with your family, I'm going to put this thought into your head right now. You go back to your 8-to-5 job, and then what? I can guarantee you greatness is not on the other end. And maybe you have, I mean, this is just me talking about people who have that not a great paying job. Maybe some of you have a great paying job and you're good to go. This is for people like me who started and was living paycheck to paycheck. But you go back to your 8-to-5 job, and then what? You get home and you make dinner, and you don't get to go on the trips. You don't get to pay for your dream car in cash. You don't get to build your dream home, and you don't get to give your children everything that they deserve. You don't get to pay for your child's tuition, but you have time for your family, right? I'm sorry, and I might sound really stern here, but for me, I would rather build this business for a couple of years and build it to an empire like I did, and maintain and continue to help other people do the exact same thing so that they don't have to live an average life, so that they don't have to try and scrape, or they don't have to eat top ramen like we did. I don't care. I don't care what I have to do. If I have to go and ask 5 more people a day, I'll do it, because I know the alternative. I know what's on the other end. And everyone asks me all the time, how did you do it? It's because I followed exactly what Donna said. I followed the fast track system to a T. I promoted people and I treated people like human beings. Sure, I got more busy. Sure, I couldn't, be on every single call like I used to. Sure, I had to sacrifice family time. But when I recruited someone, I always told them that I loved them, bringing them on. And I know it sounds crazy, but I loved them. And I told them how they could become a director within their first 90 days, because I don't want you guys to fizzle out. I don't want this to be another business that you start and you fail at because you didn't see the greatness in the first 90 days. Because I'm here to tell you, I have hundreds of people on my list that aren't doing anything because they didn't follow that fast track program. I'm not saying that you can't be successful. My brother's very successful. He does this. He's not a director and he makes great money. But if you want to be where we are and where you want your family to be, then you have to recruit people. You have to be consistent. And when you recruit people, you're not only helping yourself, like Donna said, you're helping other people. Pandora Gage, I tell people all the time, and I don't know if she's on this call tonight, but she has one of my favorite stories. She's one of my senior directors. And her story hits me every single time because she'd been married for 25 years and was never able to buy another mattress. They used the same mattress for 25 years, you guys, because they were living paycheck to paycheck. She promotes to a director. She calls me up and she's like, Mikaela, I was able to go and pay for all of my bills and all of my debt for the month and get a new mattress and a new beautiful bedding. I don't know why that sticks with me, but it does. So if you're struggling, you can't find bookings, then I suggest that you do what my grandmother always told me and Ellington always tells me, put your big girl panties on and go back to work. Because what's the alternative? And that's all I have to say tonight. Donna, did you want to take over?
Yes, I just want to, before we certainly, looks like we could stay on for a couple of minutes if you can, Mikaela, for some questions. But I want to give you the word for tonight, for you to message to your director. You ready? The word tonight is choices. Choices. And let your directors know what choices you're working for yourself and for your family. It is just so exciting to hear Mikaela's story tonight and so moving. And I know all of you have been so inspired by it. So Mikaela, thank you so much for sharing that. So be sure to message your director, tell him you are on live, or if you're watching the replay, that it was a replay, but the word of the call is choices. And someone asked, where will this recording be? All of your national directors have posted the recordings is in a Google form, and you can grab it off of there. So if you have questions, if you want to put them in the chat, we'll try and get to a couple of them. Lots of love for you, Mikaela. Okay, well, I don't know. I guess I'm not seeing any questions. What do
Any questions about direct sell or direct or fast track or anything like that, guys?
There was someone that's asked about how many bookings you would get. I don't know if you saw that one just yet, but it depends on what you want your schedule to be. If you want to promote maybe 4 to maybe 8 parties in the month, and just keep asking. Just ask. Look for the no's. Is what we're trying to do. You're gonna get no's, but the more you try, the more of a chance you'll get a yes.
Okay, I'm seeing a bunch of questions come in here, so let me go ahead and back up here. So something that we can answer. So what do you tell yourself when someone says no, and when you get no responses to help yourself move forward? Mikaela, you want to take that?
Yeah, so I am, and this is, I mean, you can call it tuning my own horn, but I am the overcoming objection queen, because I am not thinking about myself. I am thinking about that other person and how I felt when I first started, because I said no to the business 3 times. And so the first thing that you have to do is stop thinking about yourself and how you feel about asking or overcoming that objection, and start thinking about them. And you have to plant those little seeds. So however that happens, just do it. And the way that I do it, and I feel comfortable, because I'm all about being authentic. If I can't be my true authentic self, then that's when I start like getting flustered, and I don't, I kind of go away. And of course, this is, you're stepping out of your comfort zone. But the thing that I ask is, when someone says no, or they don't, reply, I always say, if they don't reply, I have a little picture that says, just following up. And it's a cute little picture of me holding up a sign. But if they say no, I say, hey, Susan, thank you so much for responding back. Some people don't. So I really appreciate you taking the time to actually respond. And I'm voice clipping this, you guys. The voice clip is huge. But I say, I do have a question, and I just wanted to see if you had any concerns with hosting a party. What are those concerns? Because it helps me to be able to train my team. And that's not a lie. It does. It does help me to be able to train my team. And so what I've found is that when I say that, it kind of like takes the pressure off of me, and it takes the pressure off of them. And they respond quicker that way, because it's helping, my team. And that's why I want to know. And then if they come back and they say, oh, I just don't have enough time or whatever, then that's when I dive in a little bit deeper and show them why it's truly so easy to host a party. And it's all in the words, you guys, in your verbiage.
Got a question.
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you heard me or not. You say voice clip, and that's great. But when they reply, do you still continue with voice clip, or do you start doing messages when you're dealing with that? No.
Yeah, it depends, Tressa, because sometimes it depends on the response. So if I feel like it's a response that I can, like, say really quickly, because I am really lazy when it comes to typing things out. I don't have time to type things out, and I don't want to have time to type things out. So a lot of my responses are voice clip, but there are responses that, that kind of need just a straight out verbiage. So I don't know if that really answered your question, but
it does. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Mikaela, there's a bunch of questions about bookings and having enough people to ask, or contacts, or that they've asked everyone. And how do you address that with your new consultant?
You have not asked everyone. I can guarantee it, you guys. There are so many outlets that you are not even thinking about, whether it's at your church community, whether it's, meeting someone for coffee, or whatever the case may be. Of course, you're going to start with your friends, but from your friends, that's how you build. You're not going to build an empire just from your friends. You're going to build an empire because you're going to focus on your friends, and then you're going to focus on their friends, and then their friends. And it's just a domino effect, as we know. But you have to be consistent with it. I have 3 things that I do on a consistent basis to get me bookings continually. And that's like making sure that I am contacting all of my birthday friends for the month. So if you're not doing that, you need to go to your personal page, go to events, go to birthdays, and then you can see all of your friends that have June birthdays, or the month that you're in. And so then you're going to type them up a little verbiage, and you're going to say, hey, Trina, I saw that your birthday coming up, and I would love to spoil you with some Pampered Chef goodies. Could we do like a fast, easy online birthday bash for you? Whatever the case would be. Throw in some, extra fun incentives. I made up a Starbucks. Hey, if you book a party with me today, I will send you a $5 Starbucks gift card. That's if I'm like really desperate. But think about these little things, a little extra. Donna's laughing, but sometimes I do get desperate, like whatever. I'll throw out my whole kitchen sink if I have to, like whatever, like who cares? Just throw out something, like do whatever you can. And then the box post, I always follow my box post, and that's just the generic, hey, like if who wants a free box of goodies, private message fee. The biggest thing for bookings, you guys, is trying to get them to comment or message you privately. Whatever games you have to throw into your party template that say, private message me your answer, because that's where you're going to really get the people. But I can guarantee you guys, whoever in this call can honestly say that you are booking, or that you're asking everyone, I'm going to have to call bull crap, because I know that I work at the speed that I do, and I know that I book, or I'm asking everyone, or I'm asking a lot of people, but I'm not asking everyone. And maybe it's because, I'm a new parent and I have a 1-year-old, we all have distractions. We all have things that we're going through. But I can guarantee you are not asking every single person, and you're not trying every single way. There's a lot of different groups for Pampered Chef on Facebook that you could follow and get more ideas from. But a lot of us get complacent. A lot of us get a little lazy, and we get distracted. And I'm not saying you guys don't have legit reasons for, maybe not asking every so often, but I don't like it when people say I'm trying everything that I can do, because I have found other people, or I have found other ways that they could get bookings when they said that they've tried everything.
So let's wrap it up with this. I think this would be really a good one. How do you give your team inspiration for growth?
So that's a great question. My team is, I just think about them right now. Sorry. I'm a crybaby, you guys, but my team is my family. And I know that a lot of you feel the same way about your team, but I am so real and open with my team. I've gone live and shared all of my infertility issues, and they know about my adoption, because you have to remember, I couldn't go on my personal page and share my adoption because it has to be private. So my team was my outlet. They were the people that were there for me. And so I think that the reason why we are such a evolving team and just we're going and we want to go is because we love each other, and because we don't have drama in our team. We support each other. When someone has a death in the family, we're all like, okay, who can call about flowers? Who's going to send them, and that's the motivation that we need. When one person's down, all of us are picking that person up. And we do different little competitions. We do booking blitzes. We do recruiting blitzes. I'm always doing Happy Mail, trying to figure out ways to spark things up and spice things up. And I just think that if you don't have an organization where you feel like you can trust your leader, I think that, it can be hard. And if you can't trust your leader, then you need to talk to someone about it and figure it out, because you guys, we're all trying to do this. We all have distractions. We all have families. So, try and put yourself in other people's shoes, because I can guarantee if you think that your director sucks or your upline sucks, you need to really humble yourself and try and, figure out a way to love them through what they're going through. And if that still doesn't work, then, talk to the next person up. But we're all in this together. So my advice is just try and do it together and not alone, or feel like you're alone.
Mikaela, this people keep asking about, I guess we missed it, the third thing that you do for bookings. I guess you did the first two and you forgot the third one.
What did I say? So I do, the birthdays, the box post, and I do a lot of different things, you guys, like, I don't know, but I have just certain things in my template, like, private message me with your guest or whatever. But at the end of the party, I always am announcing the winners. I don't announce, I just started doing this, but I announce the winners at the end of the party for all of like the, how many M&Ms are in this, whatever. And so then at the end, they're seeing, the picture of who the winner is. And so I'll say, Mary's the winner of the whatever, this game. Private message me to redeem your gift. And so when they private message me, then I am sending them a free e-cookbook. And then I start in and say, hey, if you want to upgrade, Donna Ross actually taught me about this. And so if you would like to upgrade that gift for a bigger gift, just host a party for me and I will send you a $10 to $20 gift, or whatever the case may be. But another must, I just thought about this, and I'll shut up after this, but another must is when I get a text message saying, or an email saying that someone ordered, I am immediately going to their phone number and I am texting them, not emailing them or messaging them. I am text messaging them, and I have some verbiage that just says, thank you so much for placing your order. Donna is 2 bookings away, and yada, yada, yada. And I'm trying to get a booking there. And I get, a fairly good amount of bookings from just being consistent with that. But you have to be consistent, you guys. I've created a habit of doing it. So that's just my normal daily thing that I do. But if you're not doing that, you're missing out on a lot of opportunities.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Mikaela. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. It looks like we've kept most of your attention. Want to remind you again, there's been a couple more questions about where the replays are. So just check with your national or your executive director, and they will, it's in their team page, I'm sure. We're excited. We'll see you back here next Tuesday night at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss one of these. If you loved the last 2 sessions, you've got to come back and join us. Thank you so much. Don't forget, the word is choices. Bye, everyone.